Look, I'm not usually the guy who jumps at shadows, but I've spent the last few weeks staring at a list of names that shouldn't have anything in common. 11 people, not random people. We're talking about nuclear physicists, rocket alloy experts, aerospace engineers, and one retired Air Force Major General. All of them have either vanished or died under circumstances that are, at minimum, worth a second look. All of it in the last 12 months. The deeper I dig, the more I realize these weren't just scientists. They were the architects of the infrastructure we're all living inside right now, and something or someone is clearing them out. I'm calling this the audit, the missing 11, because if you want to know who really owns the machine, you have to start with the people who were building it and ask why they're suddenly gone. Let's start with the name that should be on every front page but somehow isn't. Major General William Neal McCaslin. This was not a desk jockey. McCaslin was the former commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory. He oversaw the programs they don't brief the public on: directed energy, advanced propulsion, nuclear research. And if you've spent any time in the aerospace disclosure space, his name comes up constantly in connection with what insiders call the program. In February 2026, he walked out of his home in New Mexico, left his glasses on the table, left his cell phone, took a revolver, and walked into the desert. No body, no trace, no note. Think about that for a second. A man with that much classified knowledge in his head, a man who knows exactly how the government tracks things from space, decides to just disappear. Was he running from something, or was he removed because of what he was about to say? It doesn't stop with the general. Move over to JPL and NASA, and this is where the numbers stop making sense. Monica Jacinto Reza was a high-level director at NASA. In June, she was hiking with a friend. Her friend turns around for 30 seconds. Monica is gone. 30 feet of trail, no scream, no struggle. A massive search party found nothing. Then Carl Grillmayer from Caltech and JPL, a specialist in galactic structure, gone. Frank Maywald, a NASA veteran with decades of work behind him, gone. Michael Hicks, gone. When one scientist dies, it's a tragedy. When 5 or 6 from the same tight aerospace community in Southern California all vanish or die in the same 12-month window, that's not a tragedy, that's a pattern. These people were working on the bridge between what we have now and whatever comes next. And someone is clearing that bridge of everyone who knows how it was built. Now let's talk about the science of the future, because this is where the stakes get real. You've heard the buzz about nuclear fusion. It's not hype. Whoever controls fusion controls the world's energy supply for the next 1,000 years. That's not a metaphor. That is the actual stakes. Nuno Loureiro was a physicist at MIT working at the cutting edge of fusion research. He's dead. Then you have the rocket alloy experts, the people who know how to build the materials that can survive the heat signature of classified high-speed aircraft. The people who understand the physical limits of what the machine can do and how to push past them. If you're a scientist who holds a piece of that puzzle, and the people who own that puzzle decide they want to finish it without you, what happens to you? You become a missing person on a hiking trail. You become a natural causes headline that nobody reads twice. Here's the part that tells me this isn't just pattern recognition. Even Washington is paying attention. The House Oversight Committee and the FBI have opened a file on this. They aren't calling it coincidence anymore. They are actively investigating whether this represents a coordinated national security threat, not a statistical fluke, a threat. The FBI investigates patterns, and right now the pattern they're looking at is this. Are these scientists being targeted by a foreign power, or is this something closer to home? An internal cleanup of people who know too much about programs that certain parties would prefer to finish quietly. That's the question nobody in the mainstream wants to ask out loud, but it's the only question that makes sense when you look at the data. So who is really in charge? Is it the politicians, the billionaires, or is it the machine itself? The infrastructure of AI, classified research, and consolidated corporate power that these 11 people were helping to maintain. When the people who hold the keys to the kingdom start disappearing, you have to ask who is changing the locks. Are we watching a transition where the old guard of researchers is being replaced by something more controllable? Something that doesn't ask questions or push back or threaten to go public? There are 11 names on this list today. By next month, there might be 12. Look these names up yourself. Don't take my word for it. Look up McCasland. Look up Reza. Look at the timing. The government wants you to call these accidents. The audit doesn't believe in accidents. We believe in data. And right now, the data says someone is erasing the people who know too much. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and whatever you do, don't stop asking who really owns the machine.